Oh my gosh, I'm live. I know what y'all think. You think, man, Neil's been sleeping on his my pillow. Man, where's he been? He's been sleeping on his my pillow. Here, hold on. This light is like, oh, there we go. Anyways, no, I haven't been just sleeping on my pillow. I've been out in the mountains of Montana chasing elk and deer and all these types of things. I've got it was a great time. It was a great event. But anyways, I see a bunch of you on. Good to see you. Thanks for joining me tonight. Please do smash that like. Hey, look, we got Firebrand Media on, man. Now we have gone big time. And George, if you want to join me, I will send you a link. So you can join in. So just let me know if you want to join. I mean, that's George. George. I mean, you got to let George on. Anyways, I was not in the Bozeman area, but nonetheless, I was out elk hunting there I've basically been gone for a month between shows and then elk hunting and stuff. But, so I haven't just been snoozing. I just want you to know. And here, I'm going to show you guys something. This is just a quick little thing, and then I'm going to get right into the show. But there you go. There's on the first day of elk hunting, I saw this. And I thought at that point, wow, lights out. I am going to get this guy. Well, he just disappeared. He wasn't around and he disappeared from the unit, and there just was not. In fact, in the entire time, I left that unit on the 19th and hunted somewhere else. But in the entire time from the 1st through the 19th, 3 elk were killed in the whole unit. And it was a special limited entry tag that I was really excited about. But the elk really hadn't moved in. But I'll show you something that's even bigger in terms of, like, I don't know how many of you know big game animals, but this is a white-tailed deer. And you have to understand that this is a magnum buck. For those who don't know, this guy is a monster. Those brow tines are huge. He would have been like the trophy of a lifetime. But anyways, I end up just shooting whatever because I am a meat hunter at the end of the day, because I love eating venison. So anyways, all that aside, I just wanted to share that with you. And I have to head back out there because I did not do everything I wanted to do out there yet. So I will be taking off out there again. Anyways, that's all aside. But Magnum buck, big herd bull. I mean, it's really cool. I mean, saw some other really amazing things. I just love it out there. Shot a grouse with my bow. We ate it. My son shot one as well, and we cooked that one on the rocks around a fire, camping up high. It's a whole story. I'm going to be getting some videos out on that on my other channel, Neil of the North. But let's get into the news here, because I know that's what you guys all came for anyways. Please do smash that like. Do chat in with where you're from. It really does help the stream out to get a rush of comments like that. So just chatting in with where you're from. Plus, I'm always curious. And also, the likes really do change the numbers. So thank you for that. I want to talk a little bit about chaos tonight, folks. So it seems to be the word of the day. You know how the Mockingbird media centers around a word, and the word right now is chaos. It's a pundit problem. I've heard that one. Conservatives have a pundit problem. It's a Gates problem. It's a Trump problem. Now, you need to accept that kind of logic. You have to forget that we have been told that no more money will be given to Ukraine. We will be fiscally accountable. We will hold the FBI and DOJ accountable. We will release all of the J6 footage. We will not pass large spending bills in omnibus fashion, but it will have to be single line items. To me, that sounds like chaos. And if you further want to discuss chaos, folks, how about the election interference? How about the FBI arresting a father in front of his kids at gunpoint because he is pro-life? How about targeting parents at school board meetings? How about all the politically motivated indictments against Trump? The crime wave, the border, the deficit. There is chaos everywhere, but it certainly wasn't in the House. It was not in the House of Representatives, people. That's not where the chaos was. All that happened there was McCarthy was being held accountable for failing to deliver on his promises. Do you guys remember why we like Trump so much? Promises made, promises kept. From conservative justices to working on the wall. Trump did what he said he was going to do. And quite frankly, he was one of the first presidents. Well, he was the first president that I ever got to vote for that actually did that. He said, I'm going to pick justices from this list. I'm going to move the embassy in Israel to Jerusalem and so on. Everybody else promised that. Nobody did it, but Trump did. Kevin McCarthy, if you remember, now here's what the beautiful thing about this, people. Here's where you got to get really the big win out of this, okay? This is huge. So Kevin McCarthy, if you haven't seen the clip, he talks about how during the speaker vote, he was having a tough time and he went and talked to Nancy Pelosi and he said, well, what's going on, Kevin? And she's like, oh, don't worry. We'll have your back. And then all the Democrats voted against him. Now, you have to understand, I believe the Democrats were taken by surprise on this. I can almost guarantee it. And soon, look, very soon there's going to be a new speaker. Jim Jordan's throwing his hat in the ring and so on. I would, I honestly don't think Jim Jordan's going to be the best speaker of the House, but I think he'll probably be a little better than McCarthy. I think actually he's going to get it. I know we did a band reunion the other night and CanCon thought that McCarthy would be back. He's not. George and I kind of disagreed with him on that. But the bottom line is that the Dems were taken by surprise on this because I think they thought that McCarthy would kind of fight tooth and nail for this because you have to go back to remember when all those votes were taken. I think it was 15 rounds of voting and McCarthy just would not get out of there. So it didn't seem like this is a seat he would easily give up. But now he's like, I'm not in it. And so Jim Jordan has put his hat in the ring, as has Steve Scalise. But there's going to be a new speaker. And just like the 15 votes, do you guys even really think about that much anymore? No, and nobody else. Okay. So no one's going to care. Honestly, no one's going to care. They talk about all this chaos. No one's going to care. Give it 6 months. No one's going to care. Okay. But the politicians will remember this. They finally know that someone is willing to hold them accountable. This should have happened to Paul Ryan. Do you guys remember that Paul Ryan is the very reason that we could not get rid of Obamacare under Trump's first 2 years in office? When we had everything. See, the Republicans continually play small ball, even when it's popular, while the Democrats will do the unpopular thing to play long ball. So what they do is they constantly say, oh, let's ratchet this up to a 9, and then it'll fall back to a 7, but it was at a 6, so we've gained. And they make lasting, permanent changes. Consequences be damned. So they took a political bloodbath for the Obamacare thing, but they didn't care because it's still there. Because people like Paul Ryan wouldn't do anything about it. So now, Paul Ryan, what does he do? He just influences people at Fox News, sorry. And they act like Brian Kilmeade, which I have a great video clip of. By the way, Fox has had to cut some of their ad rates by as much as 50 freaking percent, people. That's how much Fox News is hurting from their poor decisions. So I want you to keep that in mind. There is a price that Fox News is going to pay for this as people turn to alternative media because they know that Fox News doesn't have their back. I want to check in on some of the comments here and just see, oh, hey, thanks, Independent Many. Hey, good to see you on, Chief Gladys. And yeah, so what the heck? I saw somebody's comment about Canadian. What the heck? Justin Trudeau. I just cannot believe that he is the worst. Anyways, so I'm gonna share. Let's see. Let's go to the Kilmeade clip first because you're really gonna love this. I'm gonna share this with you, and then in the chat again, just to help things keep rolling here in the chat. I want you to, if you still watch Fox News, just type in Fox is great. And if you have no time for Fox News, type in Fox sucks. Okay, I just want to see if how much my audience still listens to Fox News. All right, here I'm gonna pop in this clip with Brian Kilmeade.
To do for the Republican Party and chances of holding on to leadership?
Okay, first off, there is a complete line here. I see that Firebrand Media said Fox News is great. He does not believe that. I just want you to know. I'll reset this, but that's hilarious.
What do you think is going to do for the Republican Party and chances of holding on to leadership and the majority when it looks like you're the ringleader of a circus led by Matt Gaetz, who likes to blow things up but not offer any new ideas? Are you happy following Matt Gaetz? Is that your leader?
I'm not following Matt Gaetz. I made my own decision. I didn't ask Matt.
But if Matt Gaetz didn't challenge, you weren't going to challenge.
Do what?
If Matt Gaetz didn't stand up, you weren't going to challenge. You know that.
I believe I would have.
Oh, come on.
And they're, oh, well.
Please. You were praying about it 1 minute. The next minute, you're going to lead an insurgency?
So you don't think that praying about it's important? Is that what you're saying?
One minute you're praying about how you're going to vote with Matt Gaetz.
Okay, this is hilarious because now he talks. Brian Kilmeade is so upset here. He's like, you're leading an 1 minute you're praying about it, the next minute you're leading an insurgency. It's not a freaking insurgency. It's actually holding Kevin McCarthy accountable. But I digress.
And the next minute you're going to lead an insurgency?
Listen, you got a predetermined answer to everything. I
have an opinion about what's going on. Do you have an opinion too?
And you talk over me every time I try to make a point.
All right, make your point.
The point is that we're $33 trillion in debt. This speaker was woefully lacking in leadership skills. He always placed the blame somewhere else. America is going to be better off with new leadership, and that's the bottom line.
And who is it?
Well, possibly could be Steve Scalise. It could be Elise Stefanik. It could be Roger Williams out of Texas. It could be Mark Green out of Tennessee.
So they all supported Kevin McCarthy, including the most conservative guy I know, Jim Jordan. Why are you smarter than Jim Jordan? And
listen to this line of questioning. Why are you smarter than Jim Jordan? Did he say he was smarter than Jim Jordan? I mean, maybe Jim Jordan actually has a higher IQ, but maybe this was just the right vote for the time. Maybe Jim Jordan got it wrong. Did you know smart people actually get things wrong? Shoot.
The 210 plus Republicans. Why are you smarter?
I represent my district, brother. And why are you smarter than me? You're condemning me because I stand up on my own, and that's
I'm not condemning you. I'm questioning you. You don't like being questioned?
The line of questioning is very negative, and you know that, and I know that. When this is all over with, and we have a new speaker and we're running smooth, let's have this conversation again.
Exactly, because you know what's going to happen? Kevin McCarthy is going to be replaced, and none of us are hardly even going to remember that short time with Kevin McCarthy. Okay? See, this is, a lot of politics. It's all 15 minutes. One of the things that I challenge people to do is go back and read news from a year ago. There was somebody on Twitter who put together, and it was a 12-minute video. I shared it on my Twitter feed. In fact, Independent, if you can share my Twitter link on there, that'd be great. But it's in the description too, folks. But you can go back on there, and there was a 12-minute video somebody put together from the beginning of COVID till the end. And it is just a wild trip down memory lane. You're going to absolutely love it. So you got to check that out. Hey, I was sleeping in my MyPillow, mypillow.com, promo code Lumberjack saves you up to, actually, they've got some super clearance stuff right now, up to 80% off. Holidays are coming. Okay, go look. Mike Lindell just got debanked, I think, by American Express. I mean, they constantly come after this guy. I like him. I've met him. Look, I mean, he's a good guy. He doesn't get right all the time, but he is willing to put his money where his mouth is, and he has fought. He has fought the good fight, and he's got just brass balls, people. I mean, this guy does not back off, and I love the guy. And so, please, you're able to support the show. You're able to support Mike. Obviously, YouTube's demonetized me because dangerous. I'm just like a hate monger, they say. It's ridiculous. But mypillow.com, promo code Lumberjack, or mypillow.com/Lumberjack. I just love them. And I just love them. I really do. This is what I carry out elk hunting with me. So quick break. A word from our sponsor. All right. So now I want to share you another Fox News clip. Okay. And I've got three really good clips here. I'm going to share this one next, and we'll run through this one real quick.
They declare a Mr. and a Miss Morgan State.
So this, by the way, people, just if you're drinking coffee right now, if you're drinking water, anything, stop, because you're going to fall out of your chair laughing. Okay. This is the best call you're going to hear. This is awesome.
And we've got Tyrone on the phone with us now. Tyrone, when you say poker game, what exactly happened? What transpired?
Well, first we all get together every Tuesday night, and we watch Tucker Carlson's show on X. We used to watch him on Fox News. Obviously, he's not there no more. And still being the most credible guy in the media in America, we always get together to watch Tucker Carlson. And I think he's doing probably better now that he's not with Fox News, because the corporate media always controls what the teleprompter readers are able to say. And now that he doesn't have that hand.
Thank you, Tyrone. Maybe we can work to get Don back on the phone, Tracy. We can get that. Clearly, that was not a student at Morgan State University.
Very well might have been a student at Morgan State University who gets together to play poker and watch Tucker Carlson on X because they can't watch him on faux news anymore. And he's almost better since he's on X, because now he doesn't have the corporate media to chain him. This is how bad it is for Fox. Remember, advertising rates slashed in half, 50% off their advertising rates. Smash that like, man. Gosh, people, I'm pulling these clips together for you. Man, gosh. Oh, geez. Yeah, it really does help it. Now, I got to share another one with you, because this is one of, Fox's, big hosts. And a video surfaced of this lady. It has some questions. You're gonna ask some questions about her after this. Okay.
Organization with somebody that you're here to see, the amazing Secretary Hillary Clinton. Here
The amazing Secretary Hillary Clinton. So she's introducing at the Clinton Global Initiative. This is Dana Perino, Fox News. Oh, look at this. Gonna give her a big hug too. Big hug. Big hugs all around. Oh, look at that. Oh, just shakes hands. Okay. Well, anyways, there you go. So this is, honestly, I mean, Hillary Clinton, come on, anybody can see that what's going on here with Donald Trump is completely egregious and wrong. 91 indictments. And I wanted to share a clip of Latita James. Now, please, I understand, look, get the barf bags out, whatever. But I just make it through this. I want you to watch her body language. And I want you to watch what she says in spite of the truth that you know. Okay. So here we go. I'm going to play this again. Don't get mad at me.
Comments were offensive. They were baseless.
There it is. The word again, baseless. So remember, there's all these key words that the Mockingbird media uses and politicians use in concert with them. Baseless, baseless, baseless. What does that remind you of? Baseless. So that's a word that they've gone to over the last 3 years consistently. Okay. But here we go. Look at her. Just even watch where I stopped her here. And one of the things that you find interesting about these people too is they kind of get into like a preacher tone. Watch her.
They were void of any facts and or any evidence. What they were comment.
Look at her roll her eyes too. She's not telling the truth, and even she knows that.
That unfortunately fomented violence, and comments that I would describe as race baiting, and comments, unfortunately, that appeals to the bottom of our humanity.
See, that's like very preacheristic tone, So comments that appeal to the bottom of our humanity, race baiting. There's nothing race baiting about calling Latita James out on her bogus charges. But
this case was brought simply because It was a case where individuals have engaged in a pattern and practice of fraud. And I will not sit idly by and allow anyone to subvert the law. And lastly, I will not be bullied. And so Mr. Trump is no longer here. The Donald Trump show is over. This was nothing more than a political stunt.
That's so ridiculous. I mean, I won't be bullied. The Donald Trump show is over. You know, all this. I mean, if you just watch her, I mean, you cannot take her seriously. Okay. But this is what's going on, and you guys all know, okay, they will do anything right now to try and get him off the ballot. And of course, Trump had a big win in the Supreme Court because all these attorneys generals were trying to push this. It was a unanimous decision in the Supreme Court. You don't even get those anymore. But that is the thing. And somebody said this, whoa, Marxist projection, big time. That is all they do. Anytime you want to know what they're up to, watch what they're accusing the other side of, and that's what they're doing. That's what Marxists do. It's all in their manifesto. It's all in their reading material. That's, you know, it's ridiculous. Yeah, here we go. Shift Happens had it. Where did it go? I think I lost his comment now. There it is. No, what? There it is. Okay. Her looking to the right, searching for the next lie or line. Exactly. She does. I think she does have a low IQ. I mean, obviously, she couldn't even get, you know, the statute of limitations, which on its face should just throw out the entire thing. If you got 80% of your charges are bogus because they're beyond the statute of limitations, it's not a serious case. It's just throwing mud up the wall, see what sticks. And that's a common theme of prosecutors. Is they just load the charges, hope that somebody pleads to something. Okay. Yeah. Thanks. Please do share this out. Smash that like button, people. It really does help. One of the things that here, I'm going to actually go and bring a screen share in here. There's a few things I got to run through. And then I do have two more video clips for you. In fact, I'm going to share this video clip first. I want you just to watch this. The momentum is swinging on immigration, but I've got a really good tweet that this came from, and I want to read what Colin Rugg had to say after you watch this.
We have a hard no for immigrants coming here, a very hard no.
We come in a community of black people where we already get the low scraps. And then you want to take the little scrap, the resources that we have, and put us at the bottom of the barrel? That's not fair, and I won't have it.
That's not fair, and I won't have it. Okay. All right. I got to hide the current comment here. Okay. So I want you to look at this. Colin Rugg tweeted that out. Okay. And he said, new Chicago residents melt down over the surge in migrants in their communities, say they won't have it. Okay. They voted for this. So continue to give it to them. They will vote for this again in 2024. No remorse. He's right. A lot of them will. Now, some of them won't. I'm telling you, the black vote has completely been going towards Donald Trump. Okay. The Democrats are losing that block. But Chicago, which is Cook County, overwhelmingly voted for Joe Biden at a rate of 74%. And is learning in real time what it means to be a sanctuary city. Whether the 74% is accurate, I don't know. One resident complained about getting the low scraps. We come in a community of black people where we already get the low scraps. You want to take the little scraps, the resources that we have, and put us at the bottom of the barrel? That's not fair, and I won't have it. But they did have it because it is continued. Look, when I was, oh gosh, how long ago was this? This is a while ago. I went to, so Cabrini Greens was a housing project in Chicago for those. In fact, it was the show Good Times was based off of Cabrini Greens as the area. Well, the thing with that is I went to South Chicago when Cabrini Greens was still there to a gospel comedy show. It was really interesting. It's called Been There, Done That. Fred Hammonds was there. There was the Simpsons. They were this group of family singers. And it was this whole gospel comedy show. I felt like I was at the DNC convention. And I'm not even kidding you. They were promoting Bill Clinton. Everything was craziest thing I'd ever seen, because I thought you weren't supposed to do that, in these religious functions and churches because of their tax exempt status and yada, yada. But the fact is, it was in the Regal Theater, which I don't even think that's there anymore. Seated like 5,000. My friend and I are the only two white people in the whole thing. I mean, they looked at us like we were just lost. Okay. But I had a good time. I mean, the music was good and everything else. And I really learned a lot. And I like people. So I got along with people and had fun. But this is it's a real thing. So now I'm going to just go back and take you through a couple of these things and a couple other thoughts on the Kevin McCarthy. Because look, I've talked to somebody and I see this stuff on Twitter. People are like concerned. They're like, well, did we do the wrong thing? Did Matt Gaetz, should he have done this? All this kind of stuff. And one of the beautiful things about Twitter right now is these community notes. So I want to just take you through this. Kevin McCarthy tweeted this out. Look at what has been passed in just 9 months. Parents' Bill of Rights, work requirements for welfare, largest spending cut in history, strongest border security bill ever, permitting reform so we can build America again. And we're just getting started. Readers added context. All these bills, except the second, which was part of the Biden debt ceiling, okay, died in the Senate, and none of them became law. So one of the things that you get somebody like McCarthy, and they'll tout, we passed all these great bills, but it's kind of low-hanging fruit because they know that those bills are not going to be run through the Senate and approved. So they try to tout this stuff, but the fact is, it doesn't matter. The real hard things that McCarthy needed to do was use the power of the purse, which Congress has, to start taking funding away from certain things, okay? That's the kind of stuff that he needs to do. He also needs to do things like challenge regulatory agencies. He needs to do things like hold the FBI and DOJ accountable, have the hearings, that type of thing. And I understand, like a lot of you, because I agree with this too. It's like, well, where does that get us? It's just hearings. No, they need to do the same darn things the Democrats did when people don't show up for congressional subpoenas. Go arrest their butts. Okay. See, again, it ticks me off because Democrats are always playing the long game while Republicans play small ball. It's continuous. Okay. But that's the great thing about security or the notes now on Twitter. Are you happy now, Gaetz? Now this is from Lauren Chen. Now you'll have Democrats in charge who failed to secure the border. How did we secure the border? We didn't. Who funnel money to Ukraine. The hell? I mean, the Republicans were funneling money to Ukraine. Who are these people? What did they talk about? Throw Trump under the bus. How many of the Republicans voted for him in impeachment last go around, or how many of them won't stand, against the stuff that's going on against him right now? Okay. Failed to hold Biden accountable for his corruption. What? They've been in there how many months? 9 months? Have you seen Biden held accountable for his corruption? Have you ever seen many hearings on it? Have you ever seen anything going on about it? Okay. Instead of Kevin McCarthy, who does all those exact same things. No, that's the problem. He doesn't. Okay. He doesn't. Let's see. I want to share this. If you guys don't follow DC Drano on Twitter, great follow. DC Drano. Okay, so listen to this. We primaried 9 out of 10 congressional rhinos who voted to impeach Trump. We made Ukraine funding toxic. We censured Adam Schiff. We made open borders and election fraud top voter issues. Mitt Romney is not running for re-election. He knows he can't win right now in Utah. We built up an entire mega media ecosystem outside of Fox. Praise God for that. And now we just booted the most powerful establishment figure in the GOP from House Speaker. Mega is on the march. We will never go back to the party of controlled opposition losers, because that's all the freaking Republican Party has been, over these years. Oh, so frustrating. Okay, another big one. If you guys haven't been following, Attorney General Andrew Bailey out of Missouri has been doing the Lord's work, okay? And now he's just obtained an injunction against CISA, that's Cybersecurity Infrastructure, Cyber Infrastructure Security Agency, whatever, an agency within the Department of Homeland Security, love the DHS, that blocks him from violating First Amendment rights of millions of Americans. The order also applies to the White House, Surgeon General, CDC, and FBI. Okay. The Fifth Circuit, by the way, already handed down a court order blocking the Biden administration from silencing disfavored viewpoints. CISA was originally not included in the Fifth Circuit's order, now has been included thanks to the good work of Attorney General Andrew Bailey and what's going on down there. So this is big. This all relates back to Missouri versus Biden. For those who have followed me, you know I've followed that case quite a bit because it is, I believe, one of the most important cases in the nation right now. And Tracy Beans has done a good job following that case. So I've actually, she's always getting the court documents and I read through those. So she's not a big Trump fan right now, but I don't care. See, this is the thing with me. I really don't care. If people like DeSantis, good for them. If they like Trump, good for them, whatever. I just don't care. What I'm concerned about is the issues. And I can understand why. Look, I understand why people might not want to vote for Trump. I had a tough time voting for him the first time. Then I thought it was the best vote I'd ever cast. So I get it. I'm not going to sit here and, chastise people because they don't agree with me on everything. I don't need to get into that game. I'm not going to. My biggest concern is uniparty hacks and people who don't actually do conservative things. And you know what? We were just on the band reunion the other night, and two of the guys are from Florida, and they just love what Governor DeSantis has done for the state. Again, we were all thinking, well, why did he ever make a run? Why did he ever try to run for president right now? That's a terrible decision. It kind of blows up his political career, but that's a whole other thing. This is another interesting tweet I saw. Chaya Raichik, she's the gal lives a TikTok. So listen to this. This is from Penny PR Shirts. Okay. The amount of people, just catch this. The amount of people not understanding this is going to be used to kill trans and queer people is making me lose my mind. So I believe Penny was like a journalist, quote unquote, for some left-wing rag. Was it Vice or something like that? But leading report says, breaking, Florida Senate committee has unanimously passed a bill that would give the death penalty to those who commit these terrible crimes against children. And Penny is saying the amount of people not understanding this is going to be used to kill trans and queer people is making me lose my mind. And Chaya said, holy crap, is this a confession? I mean, what is that? Yeah, do you guys look? I want to see in the comments. Do you guys, is this the most seriously disgusting thing? Lauren Chen was trolling, maybe, huh? But I'm more concerned about this tweet. I mean, Pamela, wow, just wow. I mean, honestly, that looks like a confession to me. So wait, so by prosecuting heinous child crimes and allowing that to be the death penalty, that's somehow going to kill what? It sounds, that's oh my gosh. Anyways, and then I already covered this one. So I'm going to let this fly. And then I'm going to leave you with one last thing here. Also, I'll make one more, I mentioned MyPillow, mypillow.com, promo code Lumberjack. I also want to mention my Patriot Supply. I have a link. It's in the description, and it's also right there in the comments right now. I do believe everybody should have some emergency food. Yeah, I'm not thinking you need, years of it or anything like that, but I certainly have a supply of freeze-dried food and just basic dried food like rice and whatnot on hand because, we've already seen the world go crazy before. We've seen grocery stores run out of things. It just makes good sense to have that stuff around. Okay. So, that's that. So Seashell Max says, oh, let's help Mike Lindell. He's hurting bad now. Yeah, he just keeps getting attacked. It's just nuts. It's nuts. But again, and he keeps fighting the good fight. So again, that's mypillow.com, promo code Lumberjack. But I want to share this with you. If you haven't seen this, this is a phenomenal trailer to a movie that's coming up. And we'll talk briefly about this at the end. And then I'll let y'all go. So thanks for joining me. So let's get this going here.
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic.
Chief Division Counsel and DOJ have approved a no-knock for each. We want the subject to be on display, doing the walk of shame, full visual impact. Any questions?
Are we becoming a police state?
Government told American citizens they couldn't go to church on Sunday.
I've never seen anything like it. It may be the Russia other people grew up in, but not my America.
FBI warrant, come to the door now!
There's a heavy banging at my door. Open up! There's 15 marked units on my property. I got SWAT in the back of my house.
They took a battering ram to my door.
6 a.m. I hear boom, 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 and hear about 6 to 8 military-style soldiers, with the tallest one of them pointing an automatic rifle at my head.
FBI, we have an arrest warrant!
Shock you out of sleep, drag you out of your house half clothed, refuse to give you a warrant, ransack your house.
Now I'm facing 15 years in federal prison
for doing nothing other than exercising my right to free speech.
I had no reason to be attacked.
I hope that you remember Matt's name and the role you played in killing him.
How did we give the state this kind of power?
9/11 changed everything.
We're going to expand the Bureau from law enforcement to domestic intelligence. Legal shackles are now off.
It used to be Islamic terrorism. That threat has kind of dissipated.
Our focus is shifting.
They're moving to domestic extremism. Really paints anybody who's right of center.
What we need is a person to look at. And then we go find out what crime you did.
If you're a pro-life, pro-family Catholic, they define you as radical.
The demand for domestic terrorism vastly outstrips the supply.
When candidate Trump came down the escalators, the government had a meltdown.
We are going to drain the swamp.
We'll see about that.
You take on the intelligence community, they have 6 ways from Sunday at getting back at you.
The Patriot Act and FISA were used against Donald Trump.
Google literally rewrote their news algorithm based upon what Trump was doing so that they could get this guy.
You just take out the word Russiagate and you put in COVID origins. You take out COVID origins and you put in Hunter Biden's laptop. You take that out and you put in January 6th. It's the replicated play from the deep state and their partners in the media.
They're not just deplatforming you. They are trying to throw people in prison.
If they're coming for me, they're coming for you.
Hands on your head! These are anti-government.
We have freedom of religion and freedom of speech!
Violent extremists, and they must be dealt with. We can do anything we want.
Police State. Exclusively in theaters October 23rd and 25th. Tickets sold only on policestatefilm.net.
So there you go, folks. You can go visit that. By the way, I did. I want to just, dude, you just totally misrepresented Lauren Chen. Thank you, Dwyer. She must have been. Maybe she's just being sarcastic. I think I thought she'd just gone off her rocker. So I just thought, man, I tell you what, maybe she was just trolling, as someone else said. So I don't want to misrepresent her. So Lauren, yeah. Everybody says she was trolling. Somebody else probably got on those tweets too. So look, I'm telling you what, all these people, like sometimes who you thought were conservative, were coming unglued over the whole Gates thing. So let's just be real. But I think there's still a number of people, like even, some of the people who are being chosen now for speaker who did vote to keep Kevin McCarthy. Maybe they, I don't want to make excuses for him, but I know people come at things differently and they have different thoughts and they think about it differently. Everybody was kind of dogging on Lauren Boebert today because she had voted to maintain McCarthy. But I remember she was one of the very bold ones in the fight to not put him there in the first place. And some people just felt the timing was wrong. There was all these different things. People have different thoughts, but the bottom line is I felt the timing was right because again, I think we're just always, one of the things that really bothers me in politics is it's just this, unless they're Democrats, because then they just do it. Okay. But our side's always like waiting for the right time and we've got to be careful and all this kind of stuff. We just need to yeah, just grab the bull by the horns at some point in time, quit playing small ball, and get something good. Independent Mini, I do not have Revere Coffee Company anymore because the company was sold. So that is no longer a sponsored link, just so you know. I don't have Revere Coffee Company anymore because, but you can get coffee. Actually, some of my favorite coffee. I know it's going to sound weird, but it's Mike Lindell's My Coffee. You get that at mystore.com, but it's My Coffee, and promo code Lumberjack works there too for savings. But I actually really like that coffee. It's like one of my favorite coffees I've ever had. So, anyways, yeah, I know people are upset with Marjorie Taylor Greene. People are upset with everybody, but look, if Marjorie Taylor Greene was running against some far leftist hack, I would totally vote for Marjorie Taylor Greene. I'm just going to say that, and she's certainly more reliably conservative than many of the people in the U.S. Congress. So I just, yeah. Anyways, I love y'all. Thanks for joining me tonight. 360 of you on right now. And thanks for joining me. And hope you're having a great day. And I love y'all. Seriously, I do. All right. Keep fighting the good fight. Peace out.